Julian Lewis, obviously starting versus West Virginia this week. And Matt, it's Juju time to say the least. But what are your expectations for this? Because I'm concerned that he's walking into a buzzsaw. Like, West Virginia's rolling. They're starting the kid Fox at quarterback. They went to Houston, and they were multi-digit dogs. Went in there and whooped that ass against Willie Fritz and Houston, who are rolling and played really well and beat Colorado, obviously. Matt, what are your expectations for Julian Lewis' first start, and how do you think Colorado's offense should be catered towards Julian Lewis if it should?
I'm excited to watch the kid play. I would be way more excited to watch the kid play if the personnel around him and the defense was playing better. I'm not really concerned about Juju. I would expect a rookie to have rookie mistakes, but also he made big-time plays last week and looked pretty good, even though it was mop-up duty in the reverse order. I'm excited to watch him play. I think he's got a live arm. I think he's a great prospect. I'm going to reiterate this. I think he should have started since day one. I mean, I said it all summer and all offseason, especially as an enrollee. I wanted him to start the whole time, and he should have. I mean, he's starting now. Better late than never. Coach Prime said common sense put him towards this. Fear kept it away. Fear kept it from happening to start. And scared money don't make money, bro. And Coach Prime should know that. Mm-hmm. And I think that Juju has the potential to be a great player for the Buffs and a 3 or 4 year starter and a guy who can rewrite the record books, potentially. If, and it's a huge fucking if the offensive line feels like playing football on Saturday and the run game actually is there and Pat can call an efficient game that change, like maybe some changes in your offensive philosophy to better suit your rookie and support him more in the run game. And if you can't figure out how to install it in a week, then maybe all of you should just quit instead of get fired. Because it's really not that fucking hard. It's football, man. It's running game. It's not come on. We can't teach it in a week. It's not going to go for me anymore. I think the receivers are elite. I think we're better than West Virginia, okay, on paper. I mean, take away the last 2 weeks, we're better than West Virginia. I thought that this would be a win. I'm hoping it's still a win. But they're playing really well, and that's a really hard home field. And the defense in Boulder is atrociously terrible. And they're supposed to have talent, and they're this bad. Again, trying to relate this to the 1-11 season is ridiculous because the prime sexuals don't know what they're talking about. They're just looking at scores. The last 2 weeks is so disappointing because we have talent and NFL coaches and Hall of Famers and support and Jordan Seaton, the number one player, and Juju's the number one player, and Salter got $800,000 and all these guys from the SEC and all this talk that turned out to be bullshit. So if everybody wants to stop being shit on, myself included, we need to win a football game. So the narrative changes. But acting like we're just going to roll into West Virginia because we're starting Juju and win this game, that's the kind of mindset that's going to get us beat 55-14. Juju doesn't play safety. Coach Prime ain't playing corner. Ray Lewis ain't playing linebacker. Warren Sapp ain't playing 3 technique, and Marshall Folk ain't tilting the rock. The players have got to go fucking play at this point. My thing would be, how much more do you need to be called out? Are you going to support this rookie? Or the 38 mercenaries going to go, well, they've given up on the season because they're playing for the future, so I give up too. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to see. I'm perplexed and dumbfounded on the direction of the team. I have no idea why Pat still has his job.
Ooh, yeah,
and that's just that's number one. Okay, I'm not saying Livingston should be fired after 2 bad performances, but geez, man, something on defense, something on offense and defense should have happened to promote new ideas, to get new voice in the room. I hate to say this, but to satisfy the dogs at the gate. I mean, it's Everybody's making sweeping changes all over college football, trying to ignite, some sort of competitive balance in the NIL era and in the pay-to-play era. And we're just sitting on our hands. And Pat's just like the potential for Pat ruining Juju over the next 3 weeks, I think is higher than Juju being 12 touchdowns, 3 picks, and 2-1.
Right.
And like a bunch of like positive talk into next year. I mean, if I'm Juju and his team and parents and everybody at his age, the next 4 weeks, how they handle the bye week, everything, because he's going to get the rest of the starts regardless.
Yeah.
And he should, because he should have been starting the whole fucking year. It determines whether or not you see a future here. Period.
Facts. I mean, that's a tough thing to be said, but true.
Well, if we can't say it, then we can't keep it from happening. If we can't recognize the problem potentially, then we shouldn't be in the room.
Yep.
I mean, the fact that he wasn't ready to play is already staggering enough, considering he's an early enrollee as a junior instead of a senior, and he early enrolled in January, and they didn't have him ready to play, and then they tried to blame it on him like he's not ready. No, it's your fault as a coaching staff, your fear, and then the lack of ability to develop him correctly and build a system around him that benefits a rookie by running the ball and everything else that goes with it.
Mm-hmm.
That kept him and held him back. Period. And then you tried to make a guy who can't play the position morph into a pocket passer, and it didn't work. Now, what are you going to do over the next 3 weeks? Because I think Lewis is a much better passer than Salter, and he's pretty athletic and can run, but I don't necessarily know if he's a runner. So are you going to change anything you do, or is it just go play quarterback and figure it out, rookie? And you're going to first starts in the rain and 50-degree weather at West Virginia at 10 a.m. If you think this team sucks at 8:15 at night, wait until you see them at 10 a.m. asleep. So yeah. I think that this has all the potential to be catastrophically terrible, but there's also an optimist inside of me that thinks Juju could go down there and lace it, and we could pull another TCU out there. I don't know what I'm going to get out of this team. I don't think the team knows what they're going to get. I don't think the player knows side to side what they're going to get from the guys. I don't think there's a leader in pads. Jeez. There's not one leader on the team. You can have a D or an L on your chest all you want. How about a C? Can we get anybody on the team with a C on their chest? Remember what that means, right? Before we just change that shit too. Look, man, I'm not against change, but I am against change that turns into absolute and just abysmal failure. How is it that we were 9-4 and rolling and winning a Heisman, and it has turned into this? How is that humanly possible?
Here's my thoughts, Matt. You mentioned, I mean, it's obvious that Julian can sling it, but if they go put it all on him like Shador last year and the offense looks like that and it's 3rd and 1, they're passing and they don't lean into the run, this is going to be a fucking trap. This is going to turn into a shit show quick. I mean, they have to, if anything, lean on the run game and do what we've been talking about the whole year.
Bailey, Pat's going to ruin Juju in 4 weeks. Period. Bro, we may be starting Juju, and I might be I am excited about that because I want to see the kid play. At least if he was playing the whole year, like he'd be the starter, and like maybe Pat would ruin him, maybe not. We had high hopes, right? I know he's going to ruin him now. The play calling alone.
What do you mean?
The lack of support in the run game, the fucking 15 screens. I mean, maybe it'll work, and maybe there's holes in West Virginia's secondary we don't see. And maybe this is going to turn out to be like the most incredible freshman debut ever. But if you want to talk about things that are stacked against CU, what's the spread? I bet you they're 14-point dogs, and West Virginia's won like 3 games.
Let's find out, because I haven't even looked at the spread. Let's go find out this spread. Colorado versus West Virginia here. Colorado is 6.5-point underdogs. Open as 4.5-point underdogs.
All right, but it's growing. And then here's another question. Let's say Pat does get fired, which isn't happening because it would have happened already. They've already started practice this week. Who replaces him? Who on the offensive staff can actually call plays, has experience, knows how to do that? No one.
Yeah, Leftwich ain't there.
Coach never called plays. He's never coached before.
Yeah,
Dre's never called plays. He's an offensive line coach. Gunner's never called plays. Hangsman's never called plays. I don't think the wide receiver coach has ever been a coordinator before.
Don't think so.
I guess he would be my guy to call plays, the wide receiver coach, but I kind of want it'd have to be Bartholomew.
Yeah.
Right? It'd have to be him.
That's what I would think, but like, oh God, Lord.
But then you got another look. I'm not saying skill players are the problem, but we're going to talk about this at length when we talk about the Jets. The Jets just got rid of Sauce Gardner. We'll elaborate on it later. And they just traded Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys, which I literally said 2 weeks ago they need to trade Sauce, Quinnen, and Garrett Wilson on this show, and everybody told me I was crazy. And now 2 of them are gone. And Garrett Wilson is on the doorstep next with Breece Hall probably, and just rebuild that motherfucker. My point is, they're trading away skill players to teams. They just traded a nose tackle that is overpaid to Dallas, and they can't stop the run. Makes sense. They also traded Sauce Gardner to a team that's built in the offensive line because they need skill players. We build everything outside in and neglect the trench and neglect defensive line. By the way, we just lost Ruffin. I know we gained an athlete and a wide receiver 4-star, but we lost our best commit, which is a 4-star defensive lineman, because he's watching us get fucking cattle prodded for the last 2 games.
Yeah.
So, and he just goes, well, that's not going to help me get to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much I hear that from my own people? If I would go to see you, how is that going to help me get to the NFL if I go and play up front there? And I can't, what am I going to disagree with them and sound like a fucking idiot?
Well, what can you say?
I can't say shit.
Exactly.
You might be a good enough player to get there, but they're not going to run the ball or scheme around you or be a culture of toughness. It's a skill. It's skill player you, bro.